Dear students, welcome to the science class. In the last class, we completed the chapter named as chemical effects of the electric current. Right. I hope everything is clear about that chapter. In that chapter, we discussed about what is the chemical effect of electric current. We discussed about the electroplating, how does electroplating is done, as well as we discussed about some uses of the electroplating. In today's class, we are going to discuss about the exercise questions which are going to come in this topic. So, let's take the first question here. In question number 1, fill in the blanks. In that first question, we have 4 questions, that is nothing but A, B, C, D. So, the first A question is, most liquids that conduct electricity are solution of dash dash, dash dash and dash dash. So, the most liquids that conduct electricity are the solution of what? If you remember, while discussing about the conduction of the electricity by using a magnetic tester or by using a tester, we discussed about the 3 types of solutions. First one is acidic solution, second one is the basic solution, third one is the salt solution. So acidic solution is also a good conductor of electricity, basic solution is also a good conductor of electricity, whereas salt solution is also a good conductor of electricity. So the answer for the first question is nothing but one, acid, base and salt. These are the 3 solutions which are good conductor of electricity in the liquid state. Right. Now second B question. The passage of electric current through a solution causes dash dash effects. The passage of electric current through a solution causes dash dash effects. The topic name itself suggests that. What is the topic name here? Chemical effects of the electric current. How does the chemical change? That is nothing but chemical effect is happening due to the electricity which is passing through the liquid. In the same manner, the passage of the electric current through a solution causes what? It causes chemical effect. It causes what? It causes a chemical effect. There will be change in the formation of those molecules which are present in the solution, so that they are going to dissociate. Because of the dissociation, there will be a chemical change. Because of the chemical change, the chemical effects is going to happen. So the passage of the electric current to a solution causes chemical effects. Now question number 6. If you pass current to a copper sulfate solution, copper gets deposited on the plate connected to the dash dash terminal of the battery. If you pass current to a copper sulfate solution, copper gets deposited on the plate connected to the dash dash terminal of the battery. If you remember, while discussing about the electroplating, we have taken a beaker. In that beaker, we have put the copper sulfate solution, that is nothing but CuSO4 solution. It is green color. So that in which we have suspended carbon electrodes, not carbon electrodes. We suspended what? We suspended the electrodes which are made from the copper only. So that one electrode is connected to the positive terminal, another electrode is connected to the negative terminal. One electrode is connected to the positive terminal, another electrode is connected to the negative terminal. And the copper sulfate solution, when the passage of the electric current happens, that copper sulfate solution is going to dissociate. It's going to dissociate into copper and into sulfate. So that always remember, it is not there in your syllabus, just remember, copper is positive ion. Copper is a positive ion, whereas sulfate is a negative ion. Right? If copper is a positive ion, we already know about the charges that is positive and negative charge attract each other. Unlike charges attract each other, whereas like charges repel each other. If unlike charges attract each other, if copper having a positive charge, in which direction it is going to move and in which on which electrode it is going to deposit, it is going to move in the direction of the negative terminal or in the direction of the electrode which is connected to the negative terminal. So the answer for the third question, that is nothing but C question, is negative terminal. So if you pass a current through a copper sulfate solution, copper gets deposited on the plate connected to the negative terminal. Plate connected to the negative terminal. Right? Because of that, always remember, all the metals are going to produce So if you take example here, now the copper which is present here in this solution, it is going to deposit on the base electrode on the negative terminal which is connected to the negative terminal. So already there is a material is present. On that material we are depositing another material by means of the electricity. So this phenomenon which is happening here, the chemical change which is happening here is nothing but what? It is chemical effect of the electric current and nothing but electroplating. We are making a layer on the material, already present material. That layer is done by the electricity. Because of that, it is known as electroplating. So answer for the question is electroplating. Now next, main question number 2. When the free ends of a tester are dipped into a solution, the magnetic needle shows deflection. Can you explain the reason? When the free ends of a tester dipped into a solution, the magnetic needle shows deflection. Can you explain the reason? So, if we take a solution here, if we take a container here, in that container we have a solution. We have a solution and the free ends of a tester. We have a tester here. That tester is nothing but magnetic tester which has a needle and it has insulated with the copper wire, and the free ends of this copper wire are dipped in the solution. Free ends of that copper tester are dipped in the solution. So when dip that in the solution which is connected to a battery, what is going to happen? In that magnetic tester is showing the deflection. The needle is showing the deflection. So what does it mean? Why it is showing the deflection? We have to give a reason here. So we already know that magnetic tester is used for the purpose for the checking the conduction of the electricity. For the checking of the conduction of the electricity. Of the weak current, if the current is present and it is very very weak, then also we are going to check the conduction of the electricity. So if it is showing the deflection, that means what? Here in this case, the conduction of the electricity is happening. Conduction of the electricity is happening. Since both the free ends are there, that is nothing but both the ends are not connected to each other. But when you put that both the free ends into a solution, this circuit, whatever the circuit is there, it is going to complete. And the path of the current will be continuous one. So the current is going to flow like this and like this. Again at last, it is going to flow from the solution to this free end. So that the circuit becomes completed and it has a continuous path of the electric current. Because of the continuous path of the electric current, here in the magnetic tester, the magnetic needle which is present inside it is going to show the deflection. Because of the continuous process, because of the continuous passes of the electric current through this solution. And this is used for the checking of the conduction of the electric current in the liquid, where we have studied about an activity. Right. So that is the reason. Due to the conduction of the electricity in this liquid, there is a deflection in the magnetic stirrer. Right. So this is the answer for the second main question. Now main question number 3. Name 3 liquid which when tested in the manner shown in the figure 14.9 may cause the magnetic needle to deflect. In your textbook they are given the figure. By showing that seeing that figure, we have to check, we have to name 3 liquids which they are going to conduct the electricity. So if you check here, this is the container for the solution which is given in your textbook, and one of the free ends are dipped in the solution, and here a magnetic tester is there which is showing which having the needle on which they are insulated with copper wire that is connected to a battery which having a plus and minus, and another end is connected, another end is dipped in a solution. This is the figure which is given in your textbook. So we have to name 3 solutions. We have to name 3 solutions when they put into this. We have to name 3 liquids which when tested in the manner shown in this figure may cause the magnetic needle to deflect. So we already know that acid and bases and salts are going to conduct the electricity. So if you take the solutions of those things, there calcium hydroxide solution. Calcium hydroxide solution is nothing but it is the solution of lime, or we can take it as lime water. So if you take the lime water also going to conduct the electricity. So this is the acidic solution and this is the basic solution. Another solution is there. For another example, we are going to take the salt solution. So if you take the common salt here, solution of the common salt, that solution is also going to conduct the electricity. If you remember the previous skill, that is nothing but salt water is a good conductor of the electricity. If you take the salt water here, it is also going to conduct the electricity. If it is conducting the electricity, what does it do? It is going to deflect the needle which is present in this magnetic tester. So we can take another solution as salt water. Another solution as salt water. Another thing, remember here, vegetable oils are not going to conduct the electricity. Some vegetable oils are not going to conduct the electricity. Some are going to conduct, but all those things are not going to conduct the electricity. So this is the answer for the third question. Now the remaining questions, that is the fourth question. Now we are going to discuss it. So next question number 4. The bulb is not glow in a sector shown in the figure 14.10. List the possible reasons. Explain your list the possible reasons as well as explain your reasons why it's happening. So in the sentence they have given a figure like this in your question, in your textbook. So that in that they have put the solution which is connected to a source of a battery, which is connected to a tester, which is connected to a tester and nothing but bulb, and it is connected to a battery like this. Right. Here in this case, the bulb is not glowing. So in the given question is, the bulb is not glowing in the sector shown in the figure 14.10. List the possible reasons. Explain your reason. So we have made the setup like this, and the bulb is not glowing. So what will be the possible reasons here? The first reason here will be what? Here will be the material which is used here, the solution which is used is a non-conducting. Non-conducting. So the solution is non-conducting. First reason. The solution is non-conducting. Non-conducting. Whatever the solution which we are using here, it is non-conducting. Maybe the first reason. So why it is non-conducting? It doesn't have its ions. It doesn't have positively charged particles as well as negatively charged particles. If they have positive and negative charged particles, then only they are going to conduct the electricity. If they doesn't have those particles, then the solution becomes non-conducting. This may be the first reason. Second reason, there may be a loose connection. There may be a loose connection because of that. If this is the conducting material also, if there is a loose connection, in this setup, there is nothing but the wire is not connected here, or the wire is not connected to some point of that wire is cutted. Because of that loose connection, because of that cutting, the circuit which is present here is not completed. Because of that, it is not conducting the electricity. Because of that, it is not glowing. So second reason may be non-copper connection. Non-copper connection of the circuit. Non-copper connection of the circuit. It may be the second reason. So here or here or here, there will be cutting or it is not properly connected. So the third reason will be right. This is the second reason. What will be the third reason? If the bulb which is used here is a damaged one. The bulb which is used is a damaged one. If it is damaged one, it is not going to glow. That may be the third reason. If you take a damaged bulb and you connect it to a conducting material, is it possible that this bulb is going to glow? No, it is not possible. So the third reason may be the bulb is damaged one. The bulb is damaged one. At that point of time, the conduction is happening, but the bulb is not glowing. And the fourth reason, the whatever supply we are using here, the whatever supply that nothing but battery we are using here, it is completely drained out. The charge of the battery is completely low. Then also is it possible that the bulb is going to glow? No, it is not possible. So the fourth reason will be the battery is completely drained. The battery is completely drained. So these are the four reasons we can analyze observe in this question. That is the question figure. So the result for this solution is non-conducting. First is that this solution is non-conducting. So here if you take a non-conducting solution, that is nothing but while passing up the electric current through it, they are not going to dissociate. It's a component. If they are not dissociating, they are not going to form the ions. If they are not forming the ions, that is nothing but the charged particles. It is not possible that these molecules are going to conduct the electricity from one point to the another point. It is not possible to conduct the electric current from one point to the another point in this case. And the second is being non-proper connection. We already know that if there is a cutting, if there is a non-proper connection is there, this circuit is not going to be completed. If it is not going to be completed, there will be no conduction of the electricity. And the third reason being is the bulb is get damaged. Bulb is damaged only, it is not possible to glow. And the fourth reason is that it is completely drained. If it doesn't have any charge in this battery, how it is going to supply the charge to this wire? How it is going to supply the charge to this bulb? Is it possible? No. So these are the main four reasons. So this is the answer for the fourth question. Now let us take the fifth question now. What is the fifth question? A tester used to check, that's not tester, it is tester. A tester used to check the conduction of electricity through two liquids labeled A and B. It is found that the bulb of the tester glows brightly for liquid A while it glows very dimly for liquid B. Liquid B. You would conclude that since it is an MCQ question, there are given the four options. First, liquid A is a better conductor than the liquid B. Liquid B is better conductor than the liquid A. Both liquids are equally conducting. Fourth option, conducting properties of the liquid cannot be compared in this manner. They cannot be compared in this manner. So they are given the two liquids here, liquid A and liquid B. Right. So first we are going to put the liquid A here, and the setup looks like this only. So when we put the liquid A, what will happen? The bulb which is present here, it is going to glow brightly. It is going to glow brightly. In case of liquid A, glowing a bulb is bright. In the same manner, in the question B, they are given that in the liquid B, the bulb is going to glow dimly. The glow of the bulb is dim. So by this you can say that brightness or dimness of the bulb are depend on what? Or depend on the electrical current. So the more the amount of the electric current, there will be more amount of the heating effect of the electric current. We already know that glowing of the bulb is because of the heating effect of electric current. If the more amount of the electric current is going there, then there is more amount of heating effect. Because of the more amount of the heating effect, there is more amount of glowing of the bulb. So if in the liquid A, if the bulb is glowing more, what does it mean? It is acquiring more current. If it is acquiring more current, what does it mean? There is conduction. Whatever the liquid which we are using here, it is conducting the current heavily. More amount of the current is conducted by this liquid. Now if the bulb is glowing dimly, what does it mean? It is acquiring less current. It is acquiring less current. If it is acquiring less current, what does it mean? This liquid which is present here, it is conducting less amount of current. So by this thing, we can say that liquid A is good conductor, whereas liquid B is a bad conductor. It is giving weak current. Liquid A is giving stronger current. So if we check the options there, first option is given as liquid A is a better conductor than the liquid B, and that option is correct. Why? We already know that high amount of current is flowing through a liquid A since light is glowing brightly, bulb is glowing brightly. For that reason, the answer of the fifth question is option 1. Option 1. The first option is correct. That is nothing but liquid A is better conductor than the liquid B. Right? In this manner we can check the conductivity also. Better conductor checked, conductor and electricity can be checked by this setup only. So next question number 6. Does pure water conduct electricity? If not, what can we do to make it conducting? Does pure water conduct electricity? If not, what we can do to make conducting? So if you check pure water, there is nothing but filter water or distilled water. When you check it, the pure water and distilled water are bad conductors of the electricity. That is nothing but they are not going to conduct the electricity. So how we are going to make that water to conduct the electricity? We have done an activity to check those things. In the while discussing about the conduction of the liquids. So if you want to make that pure water conducting, what we can do here? We can add a salt, or we can add acid, or we can add base solution. By adding those things are going to dissociate into its ions. Because of that dissociation, those ions are going to carry the electricity from one point to the another point. So we are going by adding the salt, or by adding the acid, or by adding the base, we can make a pure water conducting material. The pure water a conducting material or conducting solution. So for example, you can take the common salt, or you can take hydrochloric acid, or you can take base solution. So by adding those things, we can make it a conducting material. So this is about the 6th question. The further questions we are going to discuss in the next class. Up to that point, thank you, take care, stay well.